So I was recently browsing through the internet and I found this mysteryanimal.withgoogle.com. I was kind of confused. Mystery animal, what is this? And that too by Google. Then I read many articles about it and I found out it is actually a voice experiment by Google, in which on your Google Home device you have to tell it, hey Google, talk to mystery animal, and it just becomes a mystery animal, and you have to guess it which animal it has become by asking it some questions like do you have feathers, etc, etc. So you will ask now, okay, what's the big deal then? It's nice, but the big deal is in this site. So basically this site is meant to preview this project by Google, right? And it is supposed to start the preview when I click on this button, and you can also see my microphone is also on for this site. But when I click on this button, everything seems to be fine till this point. But when I click on this button, it is supposed to take my audio, and when I will ask some questions to it, it is supposed to take my audio. But you know what? Let me just click on this button. It just says listening for a short period of time and it disappears in air, right? So since it is not working for me and many other devices I have tried in many other devices, I consider it to not be working till now. Okay, I don't know if it is working on your device or not, but it is not working on my device, so I consider it not to be working.
Okay, then I had this crazy idea in my mind. I thought, you know what, Kabir, you are a coder, you know how to code. Why not make this thing before Google does? Sure enough, it's a crazy idea, but I thought it is not a bad idea also. I can really use Python to make it. But you know what? Even with a simple programming language like Python, it is a really hard work to do. You must have the knowledge of some of the basic and advanced topics of Python, but no matter what, I really couldn't resist myself, and I got to make the to-do list for this project. And after a hard thinking on this project, I am ready with the to-do list for the mystery animal project.
So this is my to-do list for this project. Firstly, I will have to create a TTS model or a text-to-speech model. Then I will create an SR model that will just take my voice as input. Then I will just create some fancy ASCII art, and then I will just create some animal dictionaries that will hold all the data and characteristics of the animal which I am using in my program. Then basically I have to choose some random animals from that dictionaries with the help of some kind of list. Then I have to just ask some questions to animal and it has to answer it. Then some informal questions also, like hello, how are you, oh wow, you're such a nice animal, and it has to reply to that questions also. Then I have to make the computer respond if it is the animal. Like if I said are you an elephant, and if the computer has chosen elephant as its animal, then it has to like say something, yeah, you are correct, like that, congratulations. Then it has again to show some ASCII art, some fancy ASCII art, then play the sound of that. Now keeping these program to-dos in our mind, I got started with some real coding. I chose VS Code to code for this project, and then it just took me some time to set up my environment and to create some Python file. Now since my environment was set up, I was ready to tackle the first to do. That was to create a TTS or a text-to-speech model. Okay, so this was a piece of cake for me because of the Python library. I just used the Python library pytksx3 to give my program this amazing function. Then I just created a function for the same. Then the next step was to create an SR model or a speech recognition model. It was also kind of pretty easy. Python has modules for everything. I used the speech recognition model for this functionality. Then I created a function for the same, which just takes the user input in form of voice and just returns that. Whew, we've got 2 steps in our bag. Now another Another step was to create an ASCII art. This too a piece of cake. For this, I used an online text to ASCII art generator. I just created some fancy ASCII art and copied it, used a simple print statement and gave that the value of this ASCII art. Okay, now we have got another step in our bag, and let's get to another step. That is to create an animal dictionary model, which is kind of hard, but we will get to it. Okay, so for this, what I did is just use two dictionary for now for two animals, elephant and cheetah, and just place some characteristics, size, name, etc., habitat, etc. inside of this, and also downloaded two sounds, cheetah and of elephant and cheetah, and place them also in one of the keys in these dictionaries. Also in one of the key named image, I gave the value of ASCII art of both of them like this, and let's hope that it will work very fine. Next step was to ask some questions to the animal which computer has choose, and it has to reply to those questions. For this, I tried to use this function and this query which is for returning to utilize it in our questions, but I don't know why I was getting some errors, some unexpected errors. Okay, so to tackle these errors, I just rewrote the function after defining these two dictionaries, and inside this function only I used the if-else conditional statements to create the questions. And of course, to ask these questions, the computer had to choose one animal, because in the future we might add more animals instead of these two. And if we talk about now also, we have two animals, and we wanted a random animal to be chosen by the computer. That is why I just created a list of both of these dictionaries and just chose a random item from this dictionary and gave it to this function to ask the further questions. And I got this random functionality from the random model. Okay, so our program looks all settled now, and the next step was to make the computer respond if it is the animal, which again I already implemented in this function using this if block. And in this if block only, I tackled the other two to-dos as well. That was to show the ASCII art for that animal, which I have already defined in here and in here, and just showed that ASCII art for the selected animal. And also I had already defined the sound of these animals, which I have downloaded from the internet, and just played them in this if block using the play sound module. Okay, alright, now I hope our program will work fine, and finally we have tackled all these to-dos. Let's close this up and try running our amazing program. When I ran the program, I realized I didn't call the function, which was a hilarious mistake to do, but sometimes it's fine. Let's run the program. Where do you live?
I live on land.
Whoa, it's working fine. Are you an elephant?
You are correct. Elephant.
Oh man, everything is working as expected and everything is working amazing. And the program stopped, of course, because we have guessed the animal. So finally, with this program, I beat Google, and we can also add more and more animals in it. But for now, it was just an amazing project. I hope you like this one. And if you like, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video to all your amazing friends who want to see a project who beats Google. And for all of you who are waiting, a new Python tutorial is also coming soon on my channel. So for all of that and more, stay tuned to Sense of Science. Bye. Bye guys.